Episode 204, The Dangerous Brother Returns. Serena blushed even more, unbuttoned his pants and reached underneath. Jake stuffed her hand inside and instructed her. She blushed and closed her eyes. At that critical moment, someone knocked on the door. She wanted to take her hand back quickly, but he stopped her. "Almost." Jake moaned and held her hand. He growled and finished off. He wiped himself clean before he went to open the door. Someone he had expected. She also got up and looked out. Standing at their door was a young man of about 25 years old. With short hair and bronze skin, he looked healthy and handsome. His features resembled Jake's, but Jake looked more cold and quiet, while this guy looked dangerous, sharp, and arrogant. He was quite tall, even a bit taller than Jake, and much more muscular. On such a cold day, he was only wearing a tight black tank top, showing off his bulging biceps. Jake blinked. When seeing him, the young man whistled and said, "Long time no see, brother." Serena walked over and was impressed by the guy's look. "Brother-in-law." "Sister-in-law, you look gorgeous." Keith Robinson curled his lips. His smile was brilliant. It was the first time for Serena to receive a compliment from a guy this age. She blushed and said, "Thank you." With a sense of crisis, Jake pushed his younger brother out mercilessly and shut the door. Serena blinked and looked at him, puzzled. Grabbing her arms, he warned her in a low voice. "Don't let him trick you. He's good-looking, yes, but he's a dangerous guy." Serena smiled. "He's your younger brother." However, she knew for a fact that Keith Robinson was a dangerous person. Captain Robinson was a general, and the generation of Alex, Jake, and Keith Robinson were the third generation of Robinsons in the military. Except for Jake, they had all joined the army. Alex was a colonel. Keith had got several honors and became a major, but after that he had retired from the army. He was posted at a military base in California. In Serena's previous lifetime, it was about the right time for Keith to share his news with his family. She had no idea what Keith had done once he had left the army. He barely came back home, so it should not be anything good. Facing the closed door, Keith touched his nose. Nola walked out and was overjoyed to see him. "Keith, when did you come back?" With a smile, he asked. "Mom, did you miss me?" Nola was excited. Looking up and down, she complained. "You've lost weight, but you seem taller now. Is California taking a toll on you?" "No." Keith glanced at his brother's bedroom door with his hands in his pockets. "My brother and sister-in-law seem very sweet together." "Well, their relationship is complicated. It's volatile, and they have their good and bad days. You are wearing too little. Put the jacket on now, aren't you cold?" "Not really." Keith put an arm around Nola's shoulder. "Where's Grandpa?" "In his room. Come, I will take you to see your father." Just when Keith and Nola were about to leave, Jake's door opened again. Seeing Jake, Keith was in no hurry to see Grandpa. He stopped and said, "Brother, the old spot?" Jake narrowed his eyes and walked ahead. "Let's go." When Serena came out, she saw the two brothers leaving. Looking at Nola, she asked, "Mother, what are they doing?" "Who knows? The two of them have always had some secret thing going on. They're both grown men now, but it's the same." Nola let out a sigh. She seemed to be reminded of something and waved to Serena. Come and look at these children's clothes. Your aunt sent over a package from London. I will bring them here. So soon? It's not very soon, but we have to be prepared. Also, we need to ask Grandpa to come up with a name for the baby. Serena felt a bit awkward. It's not even a month old. Better be prepared. Come. Keith gave Jake a cigarette and smoked one himself. Jake's look was a bit complicated as he looked at his younger brother. Have you decided? Yes. Are you absolutely sure? I have submitted the application already. Keith blew some white smoke. I can't go back now. Jake scuffed and punched him on the shoulder. Dad will break your legs. He could do that, and he could take my legs away. Keith smiled like a next-door boy and a hooligan at the same time. But I have you on my side at least. I could learn from you and take the punishment. A few days in the hospital would be enough. Fine, but I have to warn you. It hurts a lot. Jake let out a sigh. It is your decision, Keith, but it is a shame. Many people cannot achieve what you have achieved all their life. Hearing that, Keith knew that Jake was with him. Moving his hand away, he passed the cigarette and said, This kind of life is not what I want. Do you want to make something of your own? I don't have any plan yet, but I'm not going back to the military, for sure. It's a life I do not wish to have. I stayed true to the family because it's my duty. Back then, I didn't know what I wanted, so I joined the military. Of course, I still don't know. But I do know what I don't want. That's why I'm not spending another minute doing it. Jake patted him on the shoulder with sympathy and admiration. Then think it through before you talk to Grandpa and Dad. I will do that after the new year. Till then, let me enjoy the last few days of this year and maybe even my life. Keith curled his lips and punched Jake on the shoulder. Come with me to a party tomorrow? It will definitely be exciting. Tomorrow is the New Year's Eve. We should stay at home to keep Grandpa company. You're not staying for very long anyway. No, we have to go tomorrow. And you will come with me. I must stay with your sister-in-law. Let's take her as well. Jake glanced at him and asked quietly, What party? A gambling party. Keith lowered his voice. I have no money. Jake did not speak. That was what he was thinking. Jake turned around and decided not to answer him. When they went back into the house, Emma was already preparing dinner. Nola and Serena were sitting on the sofa. They were playing with a bunch of little things, which looked like children's clothes and toys. Keith teased. Mom, didn't Serena just get pregnant? You're way ahead of yourself. What do you know, bachelor? Go get yourself a wife first.